Yeah, I thought I'd do an update on the blue deltas that I had gotten from Angels Plus. They're doing very well. I've had them about 2 months. I believe I've gotten 2 drops from each female. And the males have a nice blue coloration, which makes them a blue delta. And the dorsal could be a little longer. I'd like to eventually get ones that the dorsal goes about maybe a quarter of an inch into the tail. So from this point on, when I grow out some fry, I'll be using the males with the longest dorsals that still have the nicest blue coloration. Now thank goodness they look blue in my water, because sometimes they look green, which is what happened with the Schubel blue deltas. And the females are very nice, good size on them. I like the shark type tail. There's no color on the body. A little bit of color in the tail, real faint blue coloration. But these are nice fish. He really did send beautiful fish. I'm very happy with them. He did send an extra male, or excuse me, an extra female. And I kind of thought that female had a little bit of a hint of like a darker back half of the body. Not quite a half black, but I didn't want to take any chances, so I left her in the tank until 2 weeks ago to make sure she was hit by the males. And then I put her into a small container so that I can get the fry from her, and then I will monitor those fry to see if they grow out to be blue deltas. Now, years ago, I had a blue delta line. It was actually a half black blue line that would throw some beautiful blue deltas as well. And the only difference with the blue deltas versus the half black blues, besides the color, is the dorsal on the males of the blue deltas was a little bit shorter than on the half black blues. So something in the genes, there was obviously a deficiency of something with the dorsal for those males. But I'm trying to get not just a view of the plants, but the other female just had some fry. I think you're seeing one right there. So they're up in the I was going to say up in the trees, but they're up in the up in the leaves, the plants. Man, talk about a brain cramp. That's what staying inside for weeks on end does, I guess. So they look good. There's a lot of fry. And what I'm doing next, sometime today, is the 2 original pair plus 2 of the larger females from the first batch are going to be pulled out of this tank. I'm going to dump the contents of this tank into a 10, meaning all the fry are going into a 10-gallon tank. And then I'll put the original, well, it'll be 2 trios, and I'll put them back in the 5.5. So long story short, I'm going to grow all the fry out in a 10 and keep the breeders in the 5.5. So as the babies develop and I can start seeing the males from the females, I will pull the males and put them into their own 10-gallon tank little by little as they show up, and then I'll just keep the females in the other tank until I can select the breeders from the next generation that I want to use. And I may have already said it, but for the next group of breeders, I'm going to pick the males with obviously a blue coloration and the longest of the dorsals. Or dorsal, since they only have 1 dorsal. So very happy with this, except I got a few snails in this tank, which is aggravating me, so I'll probably put some of the assassin snails in there that I have in one of the other tanks and let them go to town. So nice fish. He did send good fish. I would recommend Steve. He's a good guy, has nice fish, and this is helping me with resurrecting my blue delta line, because what I want to do next is I want to take a couple of the half black pastel males and cross them with this next generation of blue deltas, and I want to see if I can hopefully come up with a light blue version of a half black blue. So that's kind of originally what I wanted. Years ago I had bought half black blues from Stan Schubel, and they would have a nice lighter blue tail and dorsal. Great half black body coloration. So I'll show the female next, the one that I pulled out, which was the extra female he sent, and I'll be right back with that. So hopefully she doesn't get too jumpy. This will be a little difficult to film. I put her in a 1 gallon container, and I swear she's in there somewhere, with some water Sprite at the top. I didn't put Java Moss at the bottom like I normally do, but I did this because I see a bit of nothing. Where'd she go? There we go. A bit of a black coloration in the back of the body, close to where the tail starts. So I let her keep getting impregnated by the males, had the blue deltas, and so I figured this way I'll see what I get. But she's actually having fry now. We'll see if I can move my contraption here. See if we can pick up the fry. There we go. Get a little light on the dude. How's it going there, bud? Move around. You look like a plant. Come on, move around. Let's go. Oh, there's a few of them up there. There's another one. So she just started having the fry, so I'm just going to leave her in the tank. Well, I can't call it a tank. In the 1 gallon container, which previously held either animal crackers or cheese balls. Cheese spheres. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say cheese balls on Yahoo anymore. Cheese spheres. They tasted better than they sounded. So somewhere in there, some more fry. There you go. Somebody's moving. So anyway, that's the good part about it. And this way I can make some noise and keep her by herself in this little container so that I get the fry from her and I don't have it mixed up with the other ones. So she's gonna have some more, unless I've scared the living crap out of her for the duration of this video. I apologize, it's a little hard to keep her on there because it's a cylindrical container, also known as a 1 gallon kind of jar. And so far so good with getting a fry from her. Once she's done, I'm probably going to put her in a 2.5 gallon tank of her own, because she should have the sperm stored up from the other males for another couple of drops. So that's what I'll end up doing, and I'll try to add something else to this because I know this is a little tough to see, this video. So hang in there. And I thought I'd give an update on the cross I'm working on. This is a couple of Pingu males and yellow delta females. So I have some interest in the fry to use with another cross, because they'll then have the platinum gene and some other crapola from the Pingus. So that's the broken down yellow submarine. And the two trios, I've finally gotten some fry out of one of the females. And as you can see, the other females are pretty good size. They're not too far off from dropping fry. The Pingu males are very aggressive, so there's no doubt that all 4 of the yellow delta females are hit by them. And actually I do have some fry at the top. There you can see one of them zipping around. Now the Pingus and the yellow deltas don't bother their fry. I'm not seeing any others, just that one that's right over there somewhere. So that's not too exciting. That's it's ridiculous. There's only 1 or 2 fry in there so far. And we'll wait for some more, but I will leave them in there because I don't worry about either the males or females going after the fry. They don't bother them. And we'll see what I get. Speaking of that, what do you get from a dwarf cow? Condensed milk. Ba-dum-bum. Alright, that should be enough torture for this video. And so basically what I went over is the blue deltas had a lot of fry, and I'll be growing them out to separate off into males and females. And then the extra female he sent with the blue deltas had the looks of like a half black coloration starting, so I pulled her out, put her in her own container to have fry last week, and she just started having them today. So that'll be something I'll keep in a separate container. As those fry grow out, they'll be kept completely separate. And this tank with the broken down yellow submarine of 2 Pingu males and 4 females from the yellow delta strain. And there are fry in there hiding at the top. So at least we got something going on. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hang in there. Things will improve, I'm sure. And so will my jokes. I kind of can't promise that part. All right, hang in there.